I'm recording this video about 11 hours before it's going to go up. It's 3 a.m. in the morning here in Vancouver. It's raining. I'm sitting beside the window, so if you hear the raindrops, the pitter-patter on my windowsill, then I apologize for that. But I guess it kind of adds to the ambience, I guess, so I wouldn't say it's too unwelcomed now. But today we're talking about Vasili Podkolzin, and that's a name that we actually haven't been mentioning on the channel as much as I would have liked to. If you know me, I like prospects, and we talk about prospects when they do things that are worth talking about. It's just for Vasili Podkolzin, he's a guy who actually really hasn't been all too active lately when it comes to actually giving us stuff to talk about. Because Vasili Podkolzin, in the most recent few games that he's played, he's been held off the score sheet. He hasn't actually been playing. If you go over to his overall KHL stats in this year's season's worth of play, the Vancouver Canucks 10th overall pick from the 2019 NHL Entry Draft is all the way up there at 6 points in 24 games played, which isn't really a huge improvement over what he did last year, even in the VHL. I mean, he's at a point a game in the VHL, which is good, but like he played one game. He was good at the Coachella Cup, which is why we talked about that a whole bunch when it happened, but we have ourselves some weird Podkolzin drama. And this is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Because if you take a look at it, we have ourselves an article that came out on sportexpress.ru. And if you know the source, you kind of know this is the same Russian sports journalist outlet where we spoke about Vitaly Kravtsov a few days ago, where there was apparently a trade rumor going around about whether or not he was going to get traded to Pittsburgh, and the interviewer asked him about it, and the interview as a whole was kind of hostile. The interviewer was like, "Yo, man, you fall on the ice a lot," and Kravtsov was like, "Do I?" And the interviewer was like, "I don't know, man." And it was really strange. Check out the video I made about that topic if you hadn't seen it already. But sportexpress.ru came out with an article earlier this week, and the title translated into English is this: "In Canada, there's hysteria, alleging that SKA St. Petersburg is killing the career of Russian talent. But it seems he was just overrated." Now, what exactly does that title refer to? Well, it firstly refers to the idea of SKA St. Petersburg going out there and just not giving Podkolzin the opportunity to develop. If you want to talk about tough love, we've spoken about that before. We highlighted this with Podkolzin, Kisamutonov, and Amirov, how KHL teams, when they're playing young guys who are aspiring to be NHL players and who are in the last years of their KHL contract, they really just sometimes in general don't give them the opportunity to develop. Because if you're gonna not have this guy next year, what's the point of setting him up for success? It's kind of a weird, kind of backhanded slap in the face kind of way to say goodbye to the players that you know you're not going to re-sign. And this article comes out here saying that no, it's not SKA that's not giving him an opportunity. He's just overrated. Ooh, okay. What does that mean? The article opens up with a section titled "The Russian McDavid," and man, we're going back to this one again, eh? You already know my thoughts on the idea of Vasili Podkolzin being Connor McDavid, but this article goes over how Podkolzin has hardly progressed in the 2 years he spent in the SKA St. Petersburg hockey system. There then is a paragraph talking about how some people had the idea of a Russian McDavid instilled into Podkolzin and his profile as a whole, but the article then goes over how exactly he does not dominate against his own peers, and he does not stand out at all in the KHL, gaining a modest 6 points in 24 games, despite the fact that in the last season of play he had about the same points with 2 fewer minutes of ice time per game on average. And then it gets into the fun part. Last summer, Podkolzin was chosen by Vancouver high in the first round, and the hype around his name grew to a completely indecent size. This is Canada, and every step of the future, as they say, the stars are viewed under a magnifying glass. I can remember something similar only in relation to Nail, Yakupov, and Edmonton. Oh boy. The next paragraph is where the shots are laid down, though. Look at this. Here's the madness in Vancouver. This season, when Podkolzin was sometimes taken out of the main SKA lineup and he didn't score points, not only ordinary fans, but journalists who called to save Vasili Podkolzin were spinning their heads. Vancouver TSN journalist Rick Dollywall even contacted Roman Rottenberg to find out why Podkolzin was released for some time in the VHL. All of this was hysterical, like SKA deliberately strangles a player who does not want to stay in Russia. Then it says it's not a fully resolved issue, because unlike his usual line mates, Ivan Morozov and Kirill Marchenko, Podkolzin did not renew his KHL contract, which almost unequivocally hints about his immediate plans to probably go to Vancouver. But Vancouver has done absolutely nothing for the hockey player, whom it considers almost their property. What in the world? It's like the Vancouver Canucks have the ability to do anything, because it's not like he's over there locked up in a system where he's not allowed to come out and do anything himself because he's willing to propose a playthrough of his contract. Nah, of course the Vancouver Canucks haven't done anything. He's under your system, SKA St. Petersburg. He is literally not under contract with Vancouver, he's under contract with the other team. So, there's a little bit of an idea here that's going on that's saying, hey, maybe Vancouver fans should not be all too high on Podkolzin. Maybe he's just bad. And it says that here too. Let's go over into the actual nitty-gritty of the article. It says that, oh, he was good at the Karjala Cup, but local media in Vancouver are doing the usual propaganda work, praising him in every single way. Oh my goodness. For Podkolzin, the Vancouver Canucks fanbase still draw a place in the top 6 somewhere next to Elias Pettersson or Horvat, the young leaders of Vancouver offense. It looks extremely utopian is the word that's used here. And it's translated from Russian into English using Google Translate. But if you Google the word utopian, ooh man, that's a very good word to use here. Modeled on or aiming for a state in which everything is perfect. That's crazy. They then go and start criticizing his game. He is efficient. He's good defensively. He behaves correctly in the locker room. But the wow effect in his game is not visible. His skating is imperfect. The throw never became a lethal weapon. At the age of 19, giving up on Podkolzin is a big mistake, but the positive dynamics about his game are invisible. The article then says this towards the end of one of the other paragraphs. Podkolzin was given a lot of chances to prove himself in the SKA system. However, it cannot be said that he was able to fully use them. So, this article goes over here and talks about how Vancouver Canucks fans are getting upset that Vasili Podkolzin is not being given the proper ways of development by getting him taken out of the lineup and getting him played under 5 minutes a night. But it's going over and it's saying the Vancouver Canucks haven't done anything to help his development. Are you serious? It's because of the team, man. It uses the phrase propaganda over here. And this was mentioned on the Vancouver Canucks subreddit, but it kind of seems like this article is propaganda too. It kind of makes it seem like Podkolzin is a guy who does very well have some talent, but it's making it appear that he's a lot worse than he really is, almost to the extent that it makes Vancouver fans who read this article want to make them have a tainted opinion of him. To me, it seems like the writer, which I'm not going to say it's absolutely what's going on, but to me it seems like this is an article going out there from the Russian media to the Vancouver media saying, hey, he's not really all too good, so you guys should probably stop being super happy about him. Maybe you guys should stop having him want to come over to your organization because maybe then he'll stay with us instead. Either that or maybe it's because of the fact that he already has pretty much confirmed that he wants to play the contract out and then come to Vancouver afterwards. We've already spoken about this. KHL teams do not like giving development to players who are good but who are not committed to their club next year. Just to make things clear, SKA St. Petersburg doesn't give a crap about the Vancouver Canucks prospect development. They give a crap about their own players. And despite the fact that Podkolzin could probably be a pretty good player for SKA St. Petersburg if he was given the right opportunities, he's not going to be here next year. So why even go forward with that? The article even straight up mentions, yeah, Marchenko and Morozov, man, they re-signed their contracts and they're doing fine. It then goes over a whole, scouting report talking about how these guys are pretty good, but the other one, Podkolzin, isn't. It's whack, dude, and I don't really know where to begin with this kind of article. I mean, I guess we're, 7, 8 minutes in? Oh my goodness, we're almost 9 minutes in. Yeah, I've really begun on this article over here. But there still are a whole bunch of other things that I mentioned in here as well, so I'll leave a link in the description to this article. Go use the Google Translate machine. If you're on Google Chrome, you can press the little translate button beside the bookmark icon. You can translate it that way, or you can just copy and paste this link into Google Translate itself. At the end of the article, though, it goes over how at the Karjala Cup, Podkolzin was good. And it says here, in an ideal world, he would accompany Ivan Barbashev on the flank of the holding three of the ideal Russian national team in 2 or 3 years. Let's be realistic. That's not bad either. So at the end of the day, this article doesn't even go over what Podkolzin could do with the Canucks. SKA here, Russian team there. He's not coming back. He's getting played. He's being given opportunities here in SKA St. Petersburg, but he just can't pull it together. Who knows what he's going to be able to do with the Vancouver Canucks because, hey, the Canucks fans are kind of delusional. They think he's a little bit too perfect. They're overhyping this guy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what's going on in this article. You know why I said this is Podkolzin drama now, guys? We're in deep here. But man, it's really late. It's like 3:12 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I probably have to go to sleep now. Yeah, I'll leave you here. I'll leave a link in the description as well. Check out the article. Talk to me in the comments what you think about this whole Podkolzin stuff. It's very weird. I'll tell you that right now. It kind of seems like propaganda to me, but you know, weirder things have happened. And just for the sake of my own protection, I'm no analyst, I'm no insider, I'm just a guy who reads stuff, who is a fan of the Vancouver Canucks, and who gives his opinion. This is my opinion over here. We do have freedom of speech over here, and I just express my right to exhibit that, which is why I gave my opinion in this video. So yeah, that's just saying that here for my own safety. Talk to me in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this video. And bye.